Hi guys, welcome back to the Scottish Borders. Now whilst this looks a perfectly good place to park the van the night, that's definitely not the plan. The plan is to do the first wild camp of the year. Now if you remember last year, the last time I went wild camping, well, this happened. And that happened to be the same day that this happened. And we all know how that's panning out. So I'm hoping this is a bit of a reset on everything and we can get some nice images, but unfortunately it's a blue sky day. However, all is not lost. There is a possibility of a little bit of mist in the morning. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm actually going to hike up onto the Pennine Way. I'm in Kirk-Yeffom in the Scottish Borders. We're going to hike up and join the Pennine Way on the high level route, because there's a low level route as well. We're going to the high level route and we're going to pitch a tent up there. Hopefully get some sort of images tonight, just before sunset. But more importantly, and the main reason why I'm here is, fingers crossed, to get something at sunrise. But the only small issue is, I need to put my heavy bag on and walk up there. So my 14-year-old son reckons I talk about cameras too much in my videos, which at first I thought was quite a strange comment, slightly mad. But you know what, he's got me thinking. Now imagine a scenario. In a room, you've got a few photographers. I can pretty much guarantee, probably quite soon in the process, they're going to start talking about gear. However, in another room, you have a room full of artists, painters, that sort of thing. I don't think they're going to sit around and start talking about what brushes they use. They're probably going to talk more about the actual art they're making. So maybe he does have a valid point. And perhaps, as photographers, we are getting a bit prone to talking about gear a little bit too much. England, here I come. Now, as I alluded to in that rather fine singing, if I swing you round, you can just make out a little patch of woodland over there. That woodland is in England. So that little brick wall, dry stone wall running over there, that's the English border. Right, now the path divides. That direction goes all the way to the holy island of Lindisfarne. That would be the St Cuthbert's Way. This direction is the Pennine Way, which is approximately from here about 260 miles all the way to Edale in Derbyshire, following the Pennines all the way down. That's a walk I would love to do. Whether I'm fit enough or have the time now, have children and stuff like that, I don't know. I probably should have done it when I was younger, but yeah. Wouldn't that be a great walk to complete? Guys, if any of you have ever walked the Pennine Way, please leave a comment and tell me how it was. I'd really like to hear your stories. I'm just going to be doing a little bit of that today, so onwards. Just in case you were wondering what the border actually looks like. Scotland side, run down here, nice brick wall. Over there, wire fence, keeping the sheep in. And there's no man's land. Not the most secure border in the world, I suppose. I just want to show you guys something. I've walked this walk once, this stretch, and I think I last came before I had kids. And in fact, I'm going to put a photo up in there, which I took at this pile of rocks. I remember taking it. But the interesting thing is that I don't actually remember what camera I used. And I'm going to expand on this a little bit further. I'm going to put a few of my favourite photos from the last 25 years up on the screen now. Now, I can tell you, with hand on heart, When I'm looking at these photos, I'm not thinking about what camera I used. I'm thinking about the experience at the time and what I was doing, what I was feeling and what was happening. And for me, that's what photography is about. Photography is not about gear, it's about experiences. And that's half the reason why I'm out tonight, for the experience. If I get photo, great, but it's all about the experience. Right, I've got the great wild camping photography dilemma, and let me show you the problem. First of all, I could continue to follow the route up there onto the ridge, and I may get to see all the hills in Northumberland, look in that direction. It could be lovely. Again, that's England over there. So it's all looking quite nice. However, if I bring you over here, and I'll zoom in a bit so you can see a little bit better. We've got these lovely layers going on within the landscape, which I'm liking for two different reasons. If I get a bit nearer here to what actually could be quite a lovely camp spot. And let's see what's happening as we get there. We have got a lovely landscape opening up, which even if I don't get a shot tonight, which I think I will in all fairness, I think it could be quite interesting. I think I'll probably get a shot in the morning as the sunrise is over. So it's that classic problem, isn't it? There's a shot here to be had. I'm positive about it. I think there'll be a nice shot here to be had, as opposed to there may be a shot over there. Well, there will be a shot. It's just I think this one might be stronger. And I do like it. I like what the light's doing. I think even tonight it could be quite pleasant. Sort of as the sun sets, I'm pretty sure we're going to get some sort of colour tonight. I think it could make quite a nice, interesting panoramic. It's also a perfect camp spot. And if the mist does rise, I think we're likely to see it there. Yeah, I think it's perhaps a no-brainer. Perhaps I won't get as far as Northumberland today, but I'll just pitch my tent here in the Scottish borders. There's worse places to be. It feels good to be setting up a tent on a calm night. I think sometimes your confidence can get knocked. And the last time I came, it was pretty much an horrendous night. Now, I don't know how much of that was me and my frame of mind, how much was the conditions, how much was it I was just rushing. This isn't perfect. I'm going to be on a horrible slope. But at least I don't think I'm going to have problems with the wind. Well, I have seen better erected tents. I don't think Phil and Dave would be happy with the performance of we've put in here. Just get some rabbit poo out. Everywhere it was just totally slanting the whole way, which I suppose is good because it's this beautiful location, but from setting a tent up, it was an absolute nightmare. But you know what? If you want a nice flat tent pitch, get yourself to a campsite. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chuck my stuff in quickly, then I'm going to head out that way, and I think there may be a shot to be taken, and as this is a photography channel, I do think it's probably about time we took a photo. Right, this is the beauty of wild camping, is I'm right on location, and I've got a cracker of a shot. This shot's all about layers. Basically, the sun's nice and low, so we get nice, the hills, undulating hills are nicely in the shade, but you get these little patches of light coming through between them. And I think there's a little bit of mist in the air as well, a little bit of moisture anyway, which is helping to just sort of give this layered effect. And then we've got this lovely splash of light at the bottom of the hill. I've done a black and white conversion. I'm doing it -2 stops exposure compensation to keep the sky, so I'll be able to bring everything back in post. I've also taken a shot at the normal exposure, so worst case scenario is I could actually combine them, but I won't need to. F8, 210th of a second, ISO 100, and here's the shot. I'm just composing a very similar one. We've come a little bit higher up the hill. To be honest, this time I've gone for a square crop. It is very similar, but I think the square crop is simplifying it a little bit, and we're getting all sort of nice S shape going for it, the frame. And I'm actually going to be inclined to maybe go for colour on this one. I'm just going to see if the polarizer's doing anything. It's quite improbable, but if I could bring back a bit of the sky, it would actually help. It may do a touch. If we could do something on the sky, it would be good. Yeah. I'm going to change it to a colour profile. Again, 27th of a second, F8, 2-second self-timer. And I think the polarizer is actually really helping on the sky, so I'm just going to get the exposure right and then put the shot on the screen for you. Gorgeous. A little bit breezy, but gorgeous. I'm hoping the tents drop down enough so I don't get woke up by the wind of the night. I don't think I'll be going anywhere. I'm not going to be rolling off. I've got rocks either side, but yeah, what a gorgeous view, what a gorgeous night. I think, guys, I'm going to get back to the tent and have something to eat, and then maybe come back out after the sunset. But I think I'm pleased with both of those shots, so I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. Good morning. Well, I did manage to camp in quite a precarious little spot there. It's not like it's going to drop off anywhere, but I had to, you have to concentrate on where you're going. Wow, not a bad night's sleep, a little bit chilly, but not awful. But man, the visibility's going. I wanted mist. Well, I think I definitely got it. It's quite a challenge trying to compose a shot when you can't even see what you're supposed to be photographing. So I think here what I'm going to be doing really is getting the camera in a vague position and then just reacting to what happens with the light. Like, it's looking quite interesting over that way. I may actually see how that looks and just take some test shots. They're not going to be these shots, just a few just to get some sort of ideas of composition. Got quite a nice little shot looking in that direction. As you can see, but it's quite hard to work out what's actually happening because it's really so dependent on where the clouds are. However, we've got the nice big ridge over there, so as nice as this is, I think I may concentrate my efforts in that direction. Well, I'll just hang on 5 minutes and see what happens there first of all, just in case. Basically, I'm going to have to try and keep my eye on both angles because that angle's nice, that angle's nice. I prefer the mountains in that angle, but that angle, I'm hoping you may get some sun on the mountains, so that could be more interesting. Even though at the moment I'd say the chances of any kind of light are quite remote. I'm going to hang around here, I think, and let the light fall into place. It's constantly changing. It's hard to share with you what I'm doing because it's so fleeting that I think I need to just concentrate on the images. But when everything does fall into place, I think I'll have a nice shot. So let's have a look at the shots I've taken this morning. Right guys, so I'm back at the tent, just about pack up. I think the fog's in now, fog, low level cloud, whatever we want to call it. I'm going to try dropping down, see if I can find something down there, but I think up here at the moment, I think it's going to be like this for a while and other things to do, unfortunately. But it's been a wonderful experience being out tonight. And I think the whole point of this video really, I think my lad was right. I do talk too much about cameras, and I think as photographers we're all quite guilty of talking about too much about cameras. So hey photographers, let's do ourselves all a favour, and yes, we'll have the conversations about kit, because gear's great, isn't it? It is nice to talk about, but let's put more emphasis on the actual art we're making, the photos we're taking, and the whole experience of photography, because it's a beautiful one. Anyway guys, on that note, I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you again soon for another one. Thanks for watching.